For now, let's delve into the snake pit. We have a full inventory. Let's go ahead and drop these things. We're not gonna use those. Scroll of Fear right at the entrance, along with the Scroll of Summoning. Nice. Scroll of Summoning is a pretty good panic button. So what spells do these Naga mages know? Haste, Venom Bolt, Concentrate Venom. That's unfortunate. We have really no resist against any of that. And we have a very limited number of potions that can help, so we're going to need to be cautious, more than likely. Make sure to use line of sight so that we don't have mages casting at us for an extended period of time. And we're going to get a lot of poison. Polearm's almost back up at 20. How's our Freezing Cloud doing? 13%. Alright, we'll keep it up. Let's go ahead and cast that Freezing Cloud. Yeah, that's right. Get frozen. Hey, Fortitude and Elements, that's basically our preferred... Oh, it's Armor and Shields. It's close to preferred. We're not gonna put that on... We could put it on an amulet, I guess. If we were to go buy that amulet. What do you think? Reflection or Regeneration? Regeneration is always a nice favorite for us. Reflection, though, gives us the small possibility of reflecting and kind of gives us an additional element of defense. And it's 300 gold, it's no big deal. Yeah, let's get the reflection. The regeneration, honestly, is our favorite, but I think for this character in particular, reflection is probably better because we have a two-handed weapon. So let's put that on, and let's curse. You know, do we curse it? It's just gonna boost our armor. We could get, you know, a better curse. Yeah, I think that's actually what we do. We So we're going to continue exploring. Evocation fighting and spellcasting is pretty good. Kind of the ideal would be the elemental magic. So, it was nice. Alright, we gotta get out of here. There's way too many enemies. And we don't have the benefit of our spectral weapon. Now we do, because we opened some space. Taking ourselves a lot of damage here. But we end up being okay. Guardian Serpent. We don't really want to mess with that. So we'll rush them. We'll rush them. Mana Viper. A bunch of stuff. Let's just cast Freezing Cloud. That way if they want to come get us, we're gonna have to stand in the Freezing Cloud. It's just how it works. Scroll of Blinking, nice. We're done with Snake 3. Polearms yet again about to be maxed. Dodging we're continuing to get. What else are we gonna go for? Manifold Salt? Dispersal? Hard to say. Well, we're gonna, as I said, we gotta take a break. So, thanks for watching. Greetings and salutations. Here we are, as a demon spawn gladiator. Got ourselves some dragon scale armor. Still looking for some good curses. But we are hopeful. We're gonna go down into Snow Pit 3. And basically the way that we've been killing things is we're heavily relying on our spectral weapon. Which works out pretty well against a very small number of targets. Spectral weapon not so great on the large number of targets because the damage increase per target becomes smaller. Freezing Cloud, on the other hand, is just a really, really nice thing to cast. We get slow, and then enemies actually stand in the clouds for the bonus damage, so heck yeah. You do kind of have to be worried about it if you aren't in a situation to run away and you can't walk through with impunity. If you have like archers and freezing clouds don't synergize very well. And what I mean by that is I mean enemy archers. So we're going to keep getting our conjurations, air and ice magic up a little bit, because we want to get freezing cloud in a reasonable level. We don't know what else we're going to want. Certainly we have some things that are potentially worth investing points in. Manifold Assault comes to mind. Animate Armor isn't bad, actually. Yeah, I don't know. We need something that's going to help us, like, turn the tide of more battles. I haven't found Yara's. We do have some summonings that we could get. We have some conjurations that we can get. Fulminant Prism is good. Probably a little late to go unarmed, but there is Manifold Assault. Metabolic Ingleciation. I don't know that we've used that. Yeah, seems pretty cool. Have to get some hexes. So I step back because there was an archer. I step back out of here so that we can have restricted line of sight. Nice. We're going to step up into the corridor. We're going to open ourselves up for some more risk, but it does increase our DPS. So we're going to go for the Naga Mage. Looks like we probably won't have to use another Freezing Cloud. Yeah. Nice. Teleport scrolls, cancel potions. Curse of Alchemy and Evocations. Hey, we got some shops. But look at this ring. Willpower, resist fire, 4 intellect, 9 magic points. Willpower and resist fire. We can actually buy it right now. And we can swap out our crab magical power ring, plain magical power ring, and we can put on this one to also get fire, will, 4 intellect. We missed some strength. Alright, let's see what else. Manual of Long Blades. Probably not. You know, got more translocations. We do have Blink. There's Necromancy in the Earth. There's yours. Poisonous Vapors and Corpse Rot. Lada's Liquefaction. That might be good for us. Hexes and Earth. We don't have any of those spell schools. But one of the reasons why it might be good is because we have this slow on taking damage, so Ladas could open something up for us. Greetings, said no one. We also have an amulet here. Triple resist negativity, and then also gives us Spirit. Spirit, is that same as Guardian Spirit? Yeah, I don't think it stacks. Yeah, we have it already. So it's kind of a good amulet, but the ring is way better, because currently our amulet gives us reflection. So let's go ahead and buy this ring. And let's shatter the chains and get rid of that. Alright, the 4 intellect is really nice for our spell success. 6% now. We're almost finished with the spell schools. I think that's probably reasonable, especially because we're in armor. It's probably about as heavy armor as we're going to wear. Ice Blast charges. We do see an area out here that we can't get to. I wonder if we have 3 downstairs. We do have 3 downstairs. I wonder how you get in there. We're curious. We're gonna use a wand of digging. Oh, it's lava with the salamander. Alright, well, let's make a bunch of noise. Let's draw everything out. Lava snakes, salamander mystics. Great timing that we just got our resist fire. It would be really nice if we got translocations. It would open us up for Iskenderun's Mystic Blast. That actually sounds like that's a great combo. So let's go ahead and get some translocations as well. It's a shame we don't have flight. Do we have a potion? A single potion of flight? I feel like that's just chasing resources. Like, we already spent a dig. Hat of Eternity. Our hat's actually already really good. That it would be a nice find. A decent find for another character. Hailstorm would be nice too. Since we have mana regen. Can we get Hailstorm? Oh, we don't know it. We can buy it for 308 gold. Alright, lots of enemies chasing us. Let's get a freezing cloud thrown in. We're gonna have to lose a lot of these because we don't want the sharpshooter. Can we get any charming off? 42? Well, what else are we gonna cast? Golgribs. Golgribs is a good idea. We'll hit one Shock Serpent, we'll hit the Anaconda, we'll hit the other shock serpent. We'll keep the shock serpent there. We'll pivot. We should probably get lesser beckoning too. Let's memorize it right now. Damn. Not enough time. We really don't want to be in this spot. Yeah, it could hit us, but we gotta get that freezing cloud in. Alright, what's the curse that we have? Cunning and Fortitude. Dodging, Stealth, Armor, Shields. Yeah, that's not so bad. It would be a lot better to get, like, elemental schools. Spellcasting or fighting. I guess we do kind of benefit from it. Damn, this is a hard snake pit. We're gonna have to teleport. Let's get out of here. And of course we teleport in a pack. But we can do that. We actually were doing a decent amount of damage, but the thing that was unsustainable about that battle was the future prospect. The momentum of the battle. We knew that it was going to be a prolonged fight, and then we got this bullcrap. Condenser Vein, go! This Olgrib's Toxic Radiance, everything. It would also be nice to have Wereblood. I don't think we have that. Do we have anything that we can do to... We can beckon. Yeah. Cunning and ranged combat. Ranged weapons and throwing. Dodging and stealth. I'm gonna say no on that. Donald. What spells does Donald have? Might and haste? Wait, are those spells? Okay, let's go ahead and use that File of Floods. Okay, I guess he hasted himself anyway. Let's just run. We're not gonna, like, that's not favorable at all. Now, we can go back up and try and engage, but let's actually explore around. There's our Donald. Can we polymorph them? 5%. It's probably not. So Donald knows we're here. Let's go ahead and put freezing cloud down. Try and get some QRA until they're in range. Alright, that worked out. Now we're back in the central vault. We'll drop a freezing cloud. Preemptively. Turns out to be a good idea. Such a good idea that we're going to start right away. Light them out here. Nice and close to an exit stairs. Somewhat close at least. Alright, there is our first ring, Serpentine Ring. Alright, we're going to take ourselves a brief break, but then we'll come back. Thanks for watching all the way up through Snake. Welcome back to our Demon Spawn Gladiator. We just got our first room. We're going to take ourselves to get the second. Our resist, though, are actually looking pretty good, and our willpower's looking pretty good that we could go to the Elven Halls. The Elven Halls is known for having fantastic loot. Let's get conjurations a little more. That's a tough call. I mean, we do have good resist. We have resist elect, we have resist fire, we have 3 pips of willpower. Alright, let's do it. It's a pretty dangerous place, though. Like, for real. Can we buy Hailstorm yet? Do we want to spend our 308 gold? No, we don't even have the gold. Spells we got are the spells we got. We hear coins being counted with 271 gold. You know, sometimes you can find things at a good deal, but it's still fun to go, even if we can't buy anything. Alright, we get a straight shot basically there. Kind of went the wrong way, but we ended up getting a little gold, which is good. Right, let's drop stuff that we probably don't need. Alright, dropping 3 things, 4 slots, it's probably all we need. Alright, Bazaar it is. We get Alchemy and Introspection. Poison fighting, spellcasting, transmutation, huh? Fighting and spellcasting is nice. Nothing we can buy that we don't already have access to. I don't think we actually have access to Cast Wall. And Crossbow of Flaming. That would have been a nice find for a different character. Potion of Haste and Scroll of Teleportation. Vial of Floods, we already have one, but all these are pretty good things. None of them particularly expensive, it's just we don't have the gold for any of it, so we'll buy the Haste and the Teleportation. So let's continue exploring around. Looks like a pretty empty elf so far. Got ourselves some more haste potions. Now we're up against some some enemies. We're gonna go for the reposition. Yeah, let's just run totally. You don't want to engage over there. We can fight them, but let's fight them like over here. We get a book, which has Iskender's Mystic Blast and Fulminant Prism. Mystic Blast is really nice. We'll put it on B. Fulminant Prism. We end up getting some hexes. We could get Silence, Metabolic Ingliciation. Because that was like the whole point of us studying this translocation, was to be able to cast Mystic Blast. We got it, it's at 4% failure. There's also Manifold Assault. We would want high spell power for that. Passage of Galubria, all these things potentially are nice. Fulminant Prism is a nice spell. Let's go ahead and get Fulminant Prism. Sorry. So let's get some hexes. Alright, Elf 1 looking pretty good. Alright, Elf 1 looking pretty good. Let's get a freezing cloud in there. I guess the enemies eventually get impatient. I think it's actually a nice touch. Not all enemies do it. What the heck is this song? Ranged and melee combat. That doesn't give us fighting, does it? It's just weapon skills. Alright, Elf 2 time. Now we gotta be careful on Elf 2 that we don't put ourselves in a situation where we're gonna need to teleport, because we could teleport into the Hall of Blades. Alright, Freezing Cloud, all grabs, Ignite Poison. Yeah, the end of Elf gets pretty difficult. Lots of stuff can happen. So being able to strike at depth. Like Cloud Spell, strike at depth. Yeah. You can hit things in the back. And hit multiple enemies. You really need the ability to do that. Because the elves are going to summon like elementals and stuff, and then you're not going to be able to reach. You know, if the elf gets their way, you're not going to be able to reach them. I'm thinking particularly of the deep elf elementalists because they do that. If you engage them at range and you're trying to like hide in a hallway, they turn the hallway basically a really dangerous place to be. Interesting scale man. He loses resist cold, but you get 6 slag. There is a character who would benefit from it. Whoa, triple crossbow. Animated weapon. Oh, that's super bad. How do we get out of here so fast? Quicksilver, 60% to hit. Ice Blast won't reach. We could go around the corner. Damn. I just spent a lot. Let's go ahead and get a full moon prism. Oh no. Attacking it. That's not good for us. as well put a cloud up. I don't think it's going to make much difference. Alright, let's try and use the Quicksilver. Alright, thank you for my Prism. Let's try one more Quicksilver. Alright, now it's going for the melee. Thankfully. Wow, triple crossbow. And lots of other animated weapons. Alright, we should have expected this. We knew it's big enough, the room, that is. Frost condenses into a shield before shield rating. Nice.
Now I just think
So it's our best. Because this is a curse that we're not really going to want to try and get again. It has basically all the stuff that we need right now. So what has the least likelihood of being replaced? I think it's probably the body armor. I mean, it's got two things on it that are nice for us. And then it has a little bonus as well. Let's go ahead and do that. We got frozen ramparts. Wow, we have it at 100% power if we wanted it. So I'm just bumping up the skill targets on these. Spellcasting, I think we're just going to want to keep. This polearms is taking like forever. Okay. This is no good. Alright, we killed the Shining Eye without getting mutated. That was the first order of business. Alright, anything I just want to pop its head out? Interesting Chaos Vault. with mutation potions, lignification, and a bunch of transmutations like statue form and necromutation. So we don't really have any of those, but could. Let's the Hall of Blades we might actually do at some later point. It's just way too dangerous for our comfort level. As we, we say this as we go down to health 3. Alright, you got Force Lanced. Not great.
Looking upon these frail creatures, one would not think that they could contain such power. One could rule the universe.
Alright, we're able to take the pack out. Not too much worry. Our polearms did actually get to that skill level. Alright, I think we're probably pretty good on these. Alright, let's retreat into this corridor. See, this is why I like reflection when you're against archers. It actually does stack up. Fortitude and Beguiling. Armor, Conjurations, Hexes, Translocations. I don't think it's worth it. But we could put it on our Amulet of Reflection. Because I think we have another Reflection Amulet that's available to us. Yeah, so we can always shatter it if we really wanted to. The Astral, and I say that because the Astral Sight has a chance of being able to help us. This is what we were talking about earlier with the Deep Elf Elementalist. You need to be able to have the ability to strike deep into enemy lines. I don't really have the ability to do that right now on this character. I'm not gonna run away. And at least go down a different staircase. Alright, so they're up here. Got hit with a freezing cloud, which actually doesn't impact us very much. Nice, we get the mages cornered. Even though they blink, we can still reach them. We take out this Blade Master. And Axe of Training. Give me Fulminant Prism here. Nice. So that's going to stack up here soon. This is like exactly what we would hope for this kind of positioning. course, it got destroyed. But what are you gonna do? Wanna be poisoned, bruh? So yeah. Alright, we gotta go down a different staircase. It's getting a little crowded. So we'll just kind of swap back and forth with these. Alright, we have some potential to get surrounded. That's super bad. The astrocyte is really nice because it gives you the ability to know, like right there with that archer, do we charge? Do we run? In this case, we pivoted behind line of sight. We have enemies on two sides now, which is generally not good. Heal wounds, nice. 10 foes now. This is a runaway situation. That's a lot of sorcerers that can all like use hellfire and stuff. Let's go ahead and use swiftness. It'll get us to the staircase. Alright, that worked out well. Battle axe doing damage to us, that's no good. Alright, looks like we probably got most of the enemies. There are some that look like they're wandering, but that's gonna work. From a different angle, just to reduce the likelihood that we're gonna get ourselves surrounded by stuff that we think is clear but actually isn't. This way we at least know. Whoa, that's a hella ring. Evocable blink for slay. Resist cold, resist poison. That also has minus will. The big wide open areas are a little scary, admittedly. Nice resist corrosion ring. 3 int and 5 strength. That one really is nice. It's probably worth giving up negativity. Cool rapier. Chainmail with no casting, but you get almost max resist all. Summon Forest, summon Mana Viper. Summon Forest is really nice. We even have some higher level spells up, open to us potentially. If we wanted Summon Forest, we'd have to get Summoning. Which we have none of, so it'll be pretty cheap. Let's see what else we have. Please rapid deconstruction, box of beasts. Let's get the box of beasts. Wand of Flame, which we're not going to take. Is there anything we should definitely draw? The triple crossbow, I guess. I don't think we're gonna go ranged. It would be kind of interesting to have triple crossbow plus our polearm. I don't know that that really synergizes as well as we might imagine it to. Let's get that lightning rod too. We meant to pick it up. Done exploring. Alright, that's successful. Elf 3. We're gonna take ourselves a little break, so thanks for watching. Lots and lots of loot in the Elven Halls. So to recap the Elven Halls, what was this really worth for us? What did we pick up? I think we ended up getting a bunch of spells. And we also got ourselves some jewelry, I believe. Yeah, let's check it out. Both of those. I would give up resist negativity for corrosion, strength, and intellect. Even though corrosion is a little more of like a swap it as you need it thing, the extra intellect would help our character in particular. When low on magic, you restore magic in place of health, you regenerate magic rapidly, and we have magic shield. So that's pretty good for us. Alright, let's go to the lair. And we do have some fire resist now. Which means that we can take out Maggie. Alright, Maggie, get confused. Nice. Maggie down. So I guess we go to swamp. Still don't have a good way of taking down hydras. We don't have any fly whatsoever. Summon Forest is nice. And Swamp. And other areas like that. How close are we to getting it? 32%? We just need to pick up some summoning. I thought about picking up summoning for a while, so... let's get it to 5, see what happens, eh? Let's even focus it. We're gonna unfocus spell? No, we'll focus spell casting. We can unbind. Thought maybe there would be multiple enemies, but just one. So into the swamp we go. Yeah, we could pick up Manifold Assault. That wouldn't be a bad idea. We have the mana regen to support it. Manifold Assault. Might be using M. So M it is. Oh no. We have the forest enraged at us. We gotta make sure to not stand next to any trees. These bundles do a lot of damage. Coming in fortitude, huh? Armor, dodging, stealth. It's a little dangerous. Let's beckon the sprig in so that we know we can get some hits on it. There we go. Eleonoma. We don't want them near the tree, so we'll step over here and beckon them. Nice. First crab will beckon. Potion of resistance. Alright, that's it for Swamp 1. Time to go to Swamp 2. So we did something a little advanced there. We made a freezing cloud, and then we positioned ourselves so that we could beckon the Thorn Hunter into the correct spot. I mean, one shot did actually. Happy to say so. Introspection and companions. Well, we are thinking about summonings. And then we also got fighting and spellcasting. Seems pretty good. Let's put it on that ring. And then let's shatter the chains on the other ring. We lose our resist negativity, which is not very good. But we're going to put on this resist corrosion with 5 strength, 3 int. Our damage rating is 40 now. And if we take off the ring, damage rating is 37. So that 5 strength does pretty big increase to us. And it also helps our spell success, so... You know, we could get Conjure Ball Lightning, Summon Forest. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Summon Forest. Even though Conjure Ball Lightning is kind of hilarious to think about. Yes, we can get both, and we can try it out. It's a little dangerous, huh? But it would help killing things at range, kinda. The Summon Forest, I think I'll actually use. And we have... and Conjure Ball Lightning Lily, we're gonna do it. Instead of like Summon Mana Viper or Silence. Alright, we do it. We do it. Tentacled monstrosity. What are we gonna do? So this is probably the most difficult enemy that we've fought so far. The Hydras are pretty difficult. Damn, this ball lightning is kind of tough to use. Alright, Swamp 3. Instead they like hit each other and blow up because of that. Alright, this is no bueno. I mean, we can't go up. We're literally standing on... Oh, it's down? Alright, whatever. That's weird. Now we are a little sick. Maybe that's why. Yeah, we got lucky with this glaive. Let's get some ball lightning. Because why not? Oh no, we got... They kind of surrounded here. And that will-o'-the-wisp is not something that we want. So what can we do? Can we charm it? No. I don't really want to blink over there. Can we pile floods it? Yeah, let's try that. An icy envelope enfolds around you. 4 armor class. Nice. So we're pretty close to the will-o'-the-wisp. Just use ball lightning, make sure it gets taken out. Yeah, we'll just stay in these clouds for a little bit. They're pretty effective against the denizens of the swamp. Except for the ghost crab, we're gonna have to beckon them over. Turkey, huh? We take Kirky out, no problem. Get ourselves a potion of mutation, which is fitting. Swamp dragon down here. Taking a lot of damage from poison in that Eleonoma. What do we want for our skills? I think we should probably do fighting and spellcasting all the way. Evocations we're still slightly bringing on. I think that's a good idea. Should probably get more armor. I think we have enough armor, but let's just get one more. Dragon form, Dragon's Call. And Takina stance. Alright, that's it for Swamp 3. Let's do Swamp 4. Cause why not? Introspection and elements. What? That's the best possible one. So what do we never want to swap? Is it this ring? It's not a godly ring. We don't really want to swap this glaive though. And that's our only option. So I guess that solves that. Okay. 7 spell levels. I really would like to have more. Yeah, in a situation like this with lots of big open area, that ball lightning kinda actually works. Look at that. Kinda. Bunyip, huh? Those things do a lot of damage. And we have a ghost crab. The distance. And corrosion's good to have as well, so we don't really regret that decision much. What have we found for gloves? Wow, nothing. Okay. What have we found for boots? Okay, nothing. We could trash our reflection amulet and lose conjurations and translocations. That would not be too bad. Alright, go attack that hydrant. Hey, we're getting the hang of that. So, welcome to the stream. Thanks for watching. we have been on a losing streak for a while, you could say. That would be factual. The majority of our crawl playing has been a giant losing streak, though. So it's not that it's really unusual. It's kind of what happens when you play for a long time without training, so to speak. You know, you're just kind of like doing it, figuring it out as you go. Not setting out with the goal of, I'm never gonna lose. You know, you hope to win, but you recognize you're gonna lose a lot. And we ended up getting our first win streak a little while back. We had 6 or 7 characters in a row, each of them a different deity. Kind of varied it up a little bit. We had our share of keeping things the same, I guess. We started with transmuters. Well, if we just think about this, like, we've played over 2,000 games of Crawl, and we've won 31 times. So that's not a really good success rate. I think that's roughly 1.5%, probably. But having that streak of wins was kind of a way for me to realize that, yes, you actually can win most characters. To an extent. Like, it's not like you're gonna pick an ogre and say, I'm gonna go dodging and stealth and short blades or something. And maybe you can win, but, you know, you kind of have to play within the bounds of the character. And that, I think, is one of the more important things about the game, is a large element of it is, in fact, just building your character based on what the game gives you, and what you happen to find, and what you can do at certain points in the game and stuff. And you can't really set out and say, I am going to start killing things with air magic, and then eventually, you know, I'll hybridize or whatever. And I'm definitely going to cast Maxwell's capacitive coupling, and it just doesn't really work like that. This ball lightning is pretty cool. Kind of makes us want to get some more skill in it. We even have an orb of energy, but our glaive is too good. And I don't think we really want to do full casting. Evocations and armor. We'll pass on that. Whoa, 27 head Lernian Hydra. It's been so long since I've seen this enemy. You can bite 27 times for up to 18 damage each. This right here is a huge nope. Like we may even use a blink scroll and then haste just to get away. And that's like kind of the other part of Crawl, is recognizing, I'm serious, we really are going to use scroll blinking. We've picked up a lot of haste. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do the haste. They just can move so fast through the water. I was actually fortunate that we probably could have just used swiftness, honestly, but... So that's it for Swamp 4. I don't think we spelled that right. There, put it that way. Okay, so that means we're gonna have to go into the slime pits, depths, or the vaults. Those are our options. We can probably do depths. Vaults has a lot of ranged combat. We could probably do vaults. We're gonna check out the... I don't know, there's pros and cons. The depths is sometimes a little more tame than the vaults. Alright, so the thing with the vaults is that the threats can evolve very, very quickly in the vaults because of the vault wardens, the ironbound convokers, and then the fights can even go on a lot longer than you would like because of the Ironheart preservers. Add on top of that, you've got high level beefy chaff, stone giants, deep trolls, yaktars. All these enemies are pretty beefy, and sure, practically you're going to go through and you're going to handle them pretty casually, but when you find like 20 of them on one screen, that's really where the danger is. And the depths can be bad, but the deep troll shamans are usually the most difficult thing down here. I mean, sometimes there's like conjurers and elves and stuff like that, which you can just kind of expect to have in the game. The Sajobo killed one of our last characters. For real, died from hubris. He was our ogre hunter. We had someone on the stream say something like, oh yeah, ogres start with large rocks, or something like that, and then we ended up not starting with large rocks. Okay, so the Etten is dead. Let's go ahead and get our box of beasts. Just to add just a little bit of buffer. See, and because of our spectral weapon, we actually can be out of melee with Sajobo, and that worked out perfectly. Just absolutely perfectly. We're gonna keep evocations on. We were poo-pooing it earlier in the game, and I really don't mean to poo-poo evocations, because it really is fantastic. A fantastic skill. It's not often that evocations has a really big impact to the early game, and what I mean by that is it's not really reliable to count on evocations because it's so equipment dependent. And what usually happens is you run out of all the charges you have for something. Alright, let's get some more Conjure Ball Lightning. Please don't explode on us. Let's get some more dodging. spell success is okay. Any other spells coming up that we might like to know? There's always statue form. Statue form might not be a bad idea. If we pick up Earth, we can possibly get enemy armor. Or Lee's rapid deconstruction, which actually is really nice to have. Okay, let's get some Earth magic. Let's put Earth to 12, air to 12, ice to 12. We're going to need transmutations as well. Let's get that to 5. Jiangxi and Vampire Mages. As long as we can find them one by one, we're probably okay. So, Savory Cookie, you got any situations that trip you up and crawl? Ooh, elements and companions. We'll probably wait that one out though. We're probably not going to end up getting max ID. You know, one way of looking at it is that we kind of may as well enchant our glaive, or curse our glaive. But, I don't know. It is a nice weapon. Alright, a lot of ugly things around a ziggurat. As well as a major conjurer. We'll take out these things, basically no problem. Light everybody in a little stairway. We're not going to go into a ziggurat right now, but let's go ahead and dig those enemies out and start fighting them. Alright, nice. Really the main thing in this game is risk management. And in the beginning of the game, it's mostly about killing things and running away. That's kind of like a lot of things in this game. But you need extra tools available to you as the game goes on. So one of the tools you need is the ability to have reach, kill things that are not on the front lines. Alright, so depths 1's clear. Gloves and boots would be nice. Gloves and boots. we're not strong enough to do a ziggurat just yet. Yeah, the skill system is a little finicky. It would be nice if there was some sort of representation of how much experience you needed to get a level, so you had an idea of... They kind of have that when they have like, oh, well, it's 50% of your experience that goes into it, but yeah, there's definitely some cutoffs. So, what I think is really important, this is my personal experience with the skill system, is you look at the costs, and here, let's just look at the base level. So, right now, kind of your order of priority is, first you got to be able to kill things. So how is your method of killing things? For us, our method of killing things was polearms. And that meant that we wanted to get up to min delay as quickly as possible. So you kind of have to do this cost-benefit analysis, because of our aptitude, it's really costly. So it's like, okay, we could spend 29 experience and get 1 level of polearms, and we need 2 levels in order to reduce our attack delay. So we're spending like 60 experience to get our attack delay a little faster. Now you need it faster. It's like if you're going to go a transmuter or an unarmed character or something, like you have to train unarmed combat because it has to be high level at the end of the game. Certainly as you look at it and you're like, well, what can my character do with this 60 experience that might be better? And if you haven't put any points into like dodging or armor, depending on what you're wearing, that is potentially a great time, because you can pick up like 5 levels of a skill for like 20 experience, you know, if you have good aptitudes. So you could get like 3 brand new things to level 5, or you can get your minimum delay a little better. So you do have to check in as you play the game, and you're like, well, how's my character doing? Does it feel like I'm steamrolling, or like what do I have difficulties with? For us in this character, what the main difficulty was fighting like crowds of enemies. Basically more than one enemy at a time, because our spectral weapon, we're going to try and talk and play. Our spectral weapon is really good 1v1. So we decided, hey, we have Meth Cloud available to us. We have Freezing Cloud available to us. We ended up picking up Olgreb's Toxic Radiance. And in order to do those, we had to put, you know, at least level 5 in all of those spellcasting schools. And then we were starting to pump spellcasting, because we kind of had a feeling that we would want a lot of spell levels. Anyhow, it's a really long way to say, right now, we are still doing this evaluation on skills and what we think would be good for us. You have to kind of have an idea of the plan you're moving towards. And then it's sometimes really hard to feel like you have a plan if you haven't found anything in the early game. And you're like, well, damn, the best thing I found is like this +8 club. And you're like, what do I do with the +8 club? Or, you know, whatever it is. Fortitude and alchemy, huh? Poison, transmutations, armor, not very good. Let's go ahead and put a fulminant prism in here. Alright, we cleared that okay. Amnesia and fear. Good scrolls to pick up. Let's circle back to the staircase so we don't get too far from the safe way home. This is definitely one of the benefits of Ashen Zari, is being able to see kind of what the enemies around are and how concerned you need to be. In our case, we just kind of decided to go for it and make a crap ton of noise. Alright, that whole wing is down. And we do have Polar Vortex available to us as well if we just went hard. Dragon's Call might be nice because of our mana regen. But that would mean getting like a lot more summoning. Like a lot. We'd probably need summoning maxed. Okay, Josephina. Not so good. It's Mystic Blast. Try and get some distance. Alright, everything's soulbound, so we're gonna have to kill it twice. But that's just how it is. Alright, Summon Forest, fellas. Oh, looks like our dryad died. Yeah. Oh, we can only summon one forest at a time. Guess we have to wait for the effect to end. Okay, this is not good. Super not good. We are going to use one of our Link Scrolls, unfortunately. The Summon Force was a bad idea, we should have just kept running. But that's okay. We're alive, and it looks like Josephina chased us the whole way. So we're gonna rest, and we'll Manifold Assault them. Looks like that worked out pretty well. Oh, Lich with an Orb of Destruction. That's no good. We take it out, continue exploring. Take out an Air Mage. Alright. We're doing pretty well. We did have that scary situation, and we probably didn't need to use a Blink Scroll for, but we did. On things that are tough about Crawl, I think the skill system definitely is definitely something to think about. Unless you play a character that doesn't use very many skills, you know, you definitely got to balance them. That's tricky. I think the other thing to balance is this idea of how much you're taking on. Because it's not just enough to win a battle. You need to... This is like some Sun Tzu shit right here, okay? You need to win as many battles as possible with overwhelming force. So, It's less like, what you should think less of is, well, how do I survive this battle? And we need to think more of is, how do I absolutely crush my opponents in this battle? Because if you win a battle and you're at 10% HP, it's like, great, but what about the next battle? And you can't always count on being able to rest and regenerate your health and stuff like that. Now, I'm a big fan of resting. That's initially why I first started playing as a kobold, because this game used to... Whoa, walking divine tone, no thanks. That is the only door, right? Let's make sure. So this game used to have hunger, and so there was this clock, so to speak, where you had to keep going. And so if you like rested before every battle, depending on what kind of character you were and, you know, other factors, you really could starve to death because you just didn't play fast enough. And I always thought that was kind of stupid. And here's another situation where we may have kind of overcommitted a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and summon a forest. We have a pretty good choke point here, and this dryad hopefully is going to not die. Because you can see we at least got a tree over here. And that tree is kind of hitting other enemies. Of course, our dryad died, so it's not anymore. The hunger wasn't that difficult, but it was annoying. It basically meant that as you fought things, you had to make sure to fight things that left edible chunks behind. So you could eat like animal meat, like Tengu corpses, sure, you could eat Tengu. There were also rations, like food rations, and there were characters, like in Acquirement, one of the categories was rations, and there were definitely instances where it was like, the best thing for you to do is to use your Acquirement scroll and get a bunch of rations before you go into, you know, the crypt or whatever. It was just different, it was more finicky, it's a little more straightforward now. It also makes it a lot more fair to casters, because you used to kind of have to number crunch, which is not so big a deal for me personally, but I recognize that I'm in the minority and most people don't want to say things like, okay, what's the exact skill level I need to get my spell casting based on my intellect so that I can cast this spell without hunger. Like, it was just kind of not good in that way. But that was the main question that you had to answer, is figuring out your skill levels. It used to be that you, because the curse system was different in the game, and it used to be that you needed to be holding a sharp weapon in order to butcher corpses. And so you could be going around the dungeon and you could just pick up like a normal club that like a goblin was using or something, and it turns out it's a cursed club, and you can't get it off your hand unless you have a scroll of remove curse, and then that means you can't butcher anything, any corpses, and then you starve to death because you can't find a scroll of remove curse. So you could certainly like work around it, but you had to know that it was a thing, and that made it not good. Damn, that is a lot of those things. Let's get butterflies so we don't get hit by them. Yeah, fine, we'll smite us, just don't shoot those living spells at us. Oh, there's 2 tomes. This is super bad. We need to get out of here. But let's use one of our heal wounds. Let's use Mystic Blast. Nice. Use Mystic Blast. Use Mystic Blast. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, being able to find things. And actually, you can look up anything too. Most anything within the game, which is nice. So if you're like, what is Manifold Assault? You can just look it up. We're gonna have to try and run away. Damn, of all the places we could have teleported, we teleported next to a crystal tome. Well, clearly we're gonna have to take that out. It'd be really nice to have Wereblood. Oh, more tomes. Alright, we got 2 scrolls of teleportation. We got some sphinxes after us. A golden dragon. How much might do we have? 5? Let's use that Berserk Rage. Alright, nice. It's kind of funny to use Conjure Ball, I think. It's like, it's really reminiscent of poison magic. It's like, cast a spell, run away. Wow, 2 tomes. Not good. These things use like upgraded Foxfire. Alright, looks like we made it to the center of the vault. Hey, we were just talking about Wereblood. Nice, Wereblood get. Swiftness was W, huh? We'll make W, capital W, Swiftness. Alright, that was a nice clear depths too. That was a cool vault, lots of difficult enemies. We're gonna take ourselves a brief break, so thanks for watching.